Jane here. So today we are playing American Truck Simulator. I wanted to focus a little bit more on the hobby side of Shane's Hobbies and Collectibles. So we're just going to do a quick event through here. Right now they are having the Haulloween Event. So what we need to do is take some Halloween treats from Camp Verde, Arizona to Phoenix, Arizona. You can see here the map is pretty expansive. Right now it's mostly the west side of the United States. They're starting to break into the Midwest here. These are states that are in the game, but I don't own them yet, so I don't own Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Texas yet. I usually pick so each state is a DLC. For the most part, the game started off with, I think, California, Nevada, and Arizona, maybe New Mexico. Otherwise, the rest of the states were added in later in the game. They usually release 2 or 3 states a year. I know next year I think they're going to be focusing on Iowa, Missouri, and Louisiana. So yeah, you can see here all the dots here. These are kind of the bigger cities. Usually the big dots have some sort of dealership, truck dealership in them or something like that. So otherwise you have these small little towns here as well that are located there. So yeah, we're going to go on ahead and get started here. We're going to go from Camp Verde to Phoenix, Arizona. So let's get started here. Actually, real quick, we'll run through this so you can see the destination here. This is the route we're taking. It's going to be 126 miles, 2 hours and 11 minutes. It does not take 2 hours and 11 minutes game time. This trip's probably going to take us 10 minutes at max. You can see here the contract has 19 hours with it, 19 hours remaining. It's 39,683 pounds. It's going to pay out $9,000. We're getting $67.35 mile per mile is what we're being paid here. You can see there are some real companies here: ADM, Walmart, UPS. I do have a mod installed on the game that has real companies in it. The game by default does not have real companies in the game. So let's go on ahead and get started here. It says the trailer is ready for pickup, so we just need to go over and pick that up. So right now, let's turn the truck. Oh, I just turned it off. Let's turn it back on here. You can play this game in first-person view. There is a second-person view here. Oh, looks like we already have the trailer attached, so that's cool. That is not what we're supposed to be doing here. Nope. Okay, so that's from my last mission. So we just dropped this trailer off at UPS. So, but yeah, you can see there is a outside view here if you want to play that way. I prefer to play in first person, so let's get back into first person here. Let's go ahead and get started and head over. You can see the GPS on the bottom right hand corner there, and then the smaller one that's actually a part of the truck. I like to use, some trucks have a good GPS system. This one isn't bad, but it's really, it's really small, so it's kind of hard to see where we gotta go. You got the gist of where we have to go, but you can kind of miss stuff just relying on that. So I like to have the UI on the bottom right hand corner there. Also shows more details as well. It shows the time, the distance that we have to go, shows the speed limit, how fast we're going, how fast we should be going, and yeah, right above the time and date you can see there is a truck icon, a gas icon, and a bed icon. That is to tell you your status. So the truck icon obviously tells you the wear and tear of your vehicle. The gas icon shows how much gas you have and when you need to fill up. The bed icon is when you need to stop at a rest stop and rest your character, because there are limitations on how far you can drive before falling asleep there. You can kind of see out the right window there, there's some yellow X's. That is a road that is active in the game, but it is not accessible to us, so we cannot go that way. If we go that way, we're going to hit that invisible wall and do some damage, but you always have to look that way because cars do come from that way. So yeah. But yeah, so if you are driving a little too much if you start driving when you are tired, the game will give you probably like 5 to 8 warnings on screen that, hey, you need to stop and take a rest. You need to stop and take a rest. If you don't stop and take that rest, the game you'll essentially just fall asleep, and you'll be, I think they put you at just like the closest rest stop that you're near, and you'll get penalized. So don't want that to happen. We shouldn't have to worry about that on this trip because this is a really short trip here. You can see right there, there's a gas station there, also a rest stop, so if we need to get gas, we can stop in there. It looks like it's about $3.68 a gallon, so I don't know if that's good or bad. It's been a while since I've gotten gas. You'll have to bear with me, I haven't played this in a couple months. I usually tend to play this game more in the winter. Not sure, I think it's just because I have a little bit more time in the winter to play games, and sometimes if you don't want to do just a quick trip, in American Truck Simulator, you do need, 45 minutes to an hour to actually go somewhere. So it looks like we got a dead end to the right, so we shouldn't have to worry about any traffic over there. But yeah, I think this game came out probably like 2017. Let me check here. I can take a look and see when this game came out. It's been out for a little bit here. But yeah, so I'll go on ahead and pull this into ADM. Looks like we're gonna kind of slowly come in through here, so that way we can see where our trailer is. There it is right there. So you can kind of see the Halloween looking trailer there. Let's see if we need to go that angle. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's take a turn here. Get lined up with our trailer here. You can kind of see in the right hand corner of the screen, that is where my virtual mirror is. I'm not zoomed out far enough to be able to see the passenger right side mirror, so I always have the virtual mirror right there, and then we got the real mirror on the left hand side, but we're not using that as much. So let's go ahead, we'll back up into here. The game is usually pretty generous with getting the trailer on, so it shouldn't be too difficult here. Back up a little bit more, there we go. We'll press T, that adds us onto the trailer. Trailer is attached, and now let's go on ahead and head to, where are we going? We're going to like Phoenix, I think is where we're going. I don't remember where we're going off the top of my head, so that's what the GPS is for. So let's go on ahead and we'll hit the road. You can see right above the steering wheel, there's information gauge, shows the mileage on the truck. I've put 11,180 miles on this truck. We've got 214 gallons of fuel left. Looks like it's going to be about 1466 miles left on the tank. If I hit I, it'll bring us to the fuel economy gauge, or the fuel economy information. We're getting about 5.5 gallons, miles per gallon right now. That's usually about what I average. Sometimes when we're on the highway, we'll get, like, in the neighborhood of 6, 7 at most. I don't think I've ever seen higher than 7, to be honest. So looks like no one's coming from the left. Got some cars coming from the right, 55 miles an hour, so we'll be able to speed right up. Looks like we're still clear on the right, and we're clear on the left, so let's go on ahead and go and hope nobody hits us. The nice thing about this game is drivers tend to be a little bit respectful, so they don't always they'll respect if you're pulling out into the intersection. You don't have to worry about getting blasted or anything like that. So going ahead, we got a right hand corner up here. Looks like we're getting onto the on ramp. You can see we are getting onto South 17. So this game does have real highways and interstates. So if you've ever been on South 17 coming out of Camp Verde, Arizona, this is a highway that is in the game. So we'll go on ahead and merge on. Looks like we got a SUV type vehicle coming up. With it being a Haulloween event, or an event, every season they have events. During Christmas they'll have Christmas events, Halloween, they have Valentine's Day events, sometimes a lot of stuff in the summer. But with the events, it's because it's an external contract. We're actually going to be governed at 65 miles an hour, and the game does that. So I cannot go any faster than 65. If I'm going downhill, I might get to 67, 68 miles an hour, but then it's going to bring me right back down to 65. So you can see back at where the fuel economy is in the middle of the screen, right above my steering wheel. We have the cruise control set. We are set at 65 miles an hour right now. Back to the information again. I kind of went off topic there. So if I hit I one more time, it'll bring us to the gauges, which is water temp, oil temperature. Usually don't have to worry about that stuff, and unless the wear and tear of your your semi is in bad condition. So what I like to do is I leave it on the fuel. That way I know how far I can go without having to fuel. So you can see there we have 1,400 miles left to go on this tank, and this trip is only going to be 89 miles left on the trip. So you can see on the GPS there, you can see the time and day. It does not sync with the real world. It's got its own game clock. So coincidentally, I am playing this on a Sunday, but it is not Sunday at 4:53 in the afternoon. Oh no, that's not the game time. My apologies. Sorry. That is when we have to get the trailer there. That is when the contract expires. Sorry, I forgot about that. So we have to get there by Sunday at 4:53 p.m. The right-hand corner right above my money is Sunday 3:35 p.m. That is the current game time. Again, that does not sync with real life. It is Sunday when I am playing this game, but it's Sunday morning. It is not 3:38 in the afternoon. So yeah, my apologies for that. So they do a good job with the states in this game. They do put in some good detail. I was really happy to see when Washington and Oregon came on, because at the beginning, the original Western states like Arizona, New Mexico, they're pretty boring. Northern Arizona is pretty fun to drive through, but the southern part of Arizona and New Mexico is pretty much flat and desert. So right now we're kind of going through a town. I don't know if you just heard that yawn. Actually, our sleep meter is pretty full, so I'm gonna risk it. We got 54 miles to go. Pretty sure you can go like close to 75 or 100 before you need to actually sleep when it gives that first yawn. So I'm not gonna sleep. I think we'll be okay. But yeah, so you can see that meter is pretty full at the moment. Speed limit dropped down to 55, so we are going to follow the rules because they do give you speeding violations in this game. If you run a red light, there are violations for that. You run through a stop sign, there's a violation for that. If you get into an accident, if you hit one of the guardrails or something like that, you will be dinged, and your cargo value will go down, and you won't get paid as much. You won't get the full amount of XP. So you can turn all that stuff off if you want to play this game like a arcade NASCAR racing game type game. More power to you. You can do that. I like to play this game as a simulator, as it's intended to be. Usually what I'll do is just cruise. You know, I'll follow all the rules. The game does have a radio station built in. It streams various online radio stations. Some of them are like European because the developer of this game, they actually started with European truck simulators. So that was their first truck simulator, and then they came over to America with American Truck Simulator. So sometimes you'll get some European pants, stuff like that. I do have a mod that I think is really cool for the realism. It is, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like local stations or something like that, but it's real life radio stations. So right now, wherever we're driving in Arizona, heading into Phoenix, if you were in this place in real life, you would be able to hear the radio stations and the music that is playing live, like you would if you were really driving through the area. So it's really cool. They'll have, one of the common things when you're going through all the states is you'll hear the local NPR station. So we'd be hearing like Arizona NPR or whatever the case may be, but it's really cool to hear. When you're near like one of the larger cities like Phoenix or Los Angeles or whatever, you'll get the local sports radio. So sometimes you'll hear them talking about like, the Arizona Cardinals football team or the Los Angeles Dodgers or the Los Angeles Lakers. That's always fun to hear when you're rolling through those towns and you hear like the local sports talk. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Kind of a cool mod that they have. Just to add to the realism to the game. I like adding all the realism, as much realism to the game as I can. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's one of my favorite mods that I have. I don't have it running right now because I'm kind of chit-chatting through this quick little demonstration here. But looks like we're 8 miles away. We heard the couple yawns. That's not the final warning. The final warning is you'll see the screen kind of dim a little bit. It'll kind of like pulsate. That's when you know, like, okay, it's time we gotta find a bed. Otherwise, we're gonna pass out and we're gonna get penalized. So, see, it says you're getting tired, and then you can see the screen just dimmed right there. So you get about 4 or 5 of those warnings, and then that's when you start to get penalized. So the yawn is kind of the pre-warning, but we're literally right here. We're just about done. So we're gonna pull through here, drop off our cargo, and that'll be it. And then you can see the bed icon actually turned from blue to red. So after I do this this haul, I'm gonna have to go find a rest stop because yeah, otherwise we're gonna be in some trouble. And then let's pull up the map here. So the world map is showing here. We are down here. Actually, look, we just passed a rest area. So I might have noticed that. I just was too busy talking. But yeah, so we're just right here, just south of Phoenix here. There's a rest area here. Doesn't look. Oh yeah, they do. They have a Kenworth dealership up here, so you can take your truck up here. You can get it serviced if you need to. There's a little bed icon there, so that's a rest area. This is a garage, so you can actually purchase this garage and have, you know, you can hire computer drivers for you to, like, you know, kind of have like a fleet to earn you money and stuff like that. So you can have a garage based out of Phoenix. Let me zoom out. I'll see. I can't remember where my garage is at. I have a couple garages, and it's not showing this on the map for some reason. But yeah, so you can see here, all the yellow is all roads that I've actually driven on. Apparently, I haven't driven much through here, which is kind of odd. But yeah, you can see all the places I've explored. I just bought the last, like, probably summer sale on Steam. I just bought Idaho and Montana and Wyoming and Colorado, so that's why I barely have really anything explored through those states here. I've explored a good bit of Albuquerque or New Mexico. The cool thing is there are some roads. I remember there's one up here that it's not originally on the map. It's like a hidden road that you can drive on, so those are really cool to find. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just finish up this job here. So we'll go ahead and come up to the company here, and then when we get here, we're going to be prompted with some different options on how to park the trailer. So if you're really good, I am not. I haven't gone through the driving academy that they've recently released. This is the where do you need it. That means you're going to park it wherever they want it. And this is, looks like it might be a challenge for some people. Definitely a challenge for me, not what I'm going to be able to do. So we're going to do the let's play it safe route, which usually is really easy. So we're just going to pull through and we're going to park their truck. So it's literally right there. So we're actually going to back up just a smidge to give myself just a little bit more room to be able to get that angle. So what we got to do is just get the truck and trailer into that outline. Pretty basic stuff. The one that they had, the hard one, you can see right there. Looks like you had to back that up between two different trailers, so that might have been pretty difficult for me anyway. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm not that experienced at backing stuff up, but I'm hoping to go through the driving academy. I think the driving academy will be a lot of fun, a lot of good practice. But yeah, so that was the event. We delivered some Halloween treats from Camp Verde to Phoenix. Drove 137 miles, took us 16 minutes. Probably would have been faster if I wouldn't have been talking so much. Almost 20 gallons of gas is what it costs. I've completed 31 Worlds of Truck contracts, which is like the external contracts in the game. I don't know how many of the base contracts I've done in the game, but you can see we get certain money here. We got $9,000 total, experience for driving, 15 for doing our quick little drop off of the trailer. I'm a level 24 right now, closing in on 70,000 XP, which is level 25, so I'll go from a professional to an instructor according to the game. The experience level is important because that allows you to essentially like unlock different semis in the game and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch, and I hope you guys have a great day.